And by me giving to that and by me building that more, I just see business start to go accordingly more. And real estate is going to be the key to helping me do that. By buying more property, gaining more leverage is going to be that.
So look, laser focus. I understand. I mean, look, your focus is unwavering, and you have a goal attainment that you have to reach. Totally understand. Look, I've been there. Whereas, look, 3, 4 hours of sleep a night. It's a little different now. Family man, right? The work and everything else. So try to find that balance. I think that's key for me, and I'm a little older. So just trying to ensure the balance key is there. But at the end of the day, right? The goals do not go away. The motivation and the mindset towards intensifying the reach, I think having that fire to reach those goals, that never goes away. I mean, that's the joy of the grind to get to where we want to get to. So totally understand where you're going there. So
Actually, if I could add on that, sorry about that. So I know I said there's no balance. And when I say there's no balance that is socially portrayed. Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. But there is a method to the madness. And maybe it might be considered balance to other people. But what I have to do first when I wake up is I gotta put some positive music on. Not positive listening. Like I need to get my ego in check. I need to listen to like Ego is the Enemy. Or I listen to some Grant Cardone, some 10X, or I feed myself 15 minutes of positivity right away. Then I have to hit the gym. I have to sweat out. I have to stress myself. I have to physically stress myself out, whether it's in cardio, weightlifting, in the sauna, just so I could be prepared already to handle the stresses of the day after. I won't answer a business call before 9 a.m. I won't. Like if the cops are saying my property is burning down, I might answer that call. So I won't answer a business call before 9 a.m. I usually try not to answer after 9 p.m. But working to me is not only working on the business, it's working on myself too. Like I have to really figure out. I'm really conscious on gaining new strategies on handling stress. Like whether it's be yoga, meditation, working out, prayer, like all of those things are things I need to do throughout the day because the more you get, the more stress you get. And the goal is not to decrease the stress, it's to increase your stress tolerance. So I just try and figure things out like that. And I guess that is my balance. So when I say there's no balance, I guess balance is a subjective term.
it is. Your balance metric is totally different from mine, right? So, as a father, kids in sports, the priorities it's a balancing act, right? At the end of the day. So in addition to, for me, I got a 9 to 5, right? So, it's a lot going on, but, finding that balance key, I think is key. And, nothing's ever going to be perfect, but you try to strive for perfection. That's kind of how I look at it also as well. And, look, and you mentioned something noticed in terms of your cutoff for receiving calls and things of that nature. Even myself in my business, I could do a better job at that. I'm notorious for, if I get a inquiry, tenant inquiry, I'll respond, right? So to kind of have those balances in terms of time constraints of when it should be within those boundaries. So again, the balance portion is a continuous improvement metric. And we continue, right, to always want to strive for greatness while getting better in some of the behind the scene processes as well. So that's key. And I appreciate you sharing that. So it provided that clarity because look, the balance to you is different to Susie, to me, to everybody else from that standpoint. So
That's true. Yeah. Create
good.
create your balance.
Indeed,
That's could be the
indeed.
goal.
Hey, man, so let's talk about I mean, look, we're almost at 2 quarters away in the year. You're moving and shaking, you're acquiring units. What's the outlook for you this year, and what are you hoping to accomplish? I know you got some huge goals over there in Texas, man, so what's brewing in the gumbo pot, as we Southerners says, from down south as well. So, yeah, what's going on?
I think what is brewing and like the law of the world, the universe, I believe it's you have to give more than you receive. So my main priority is launching my foundation and it's called the Bimpong Foundation and it's just a organization that's aimed at really helping out in the areas in life where I felt I would have benefited more as a kid growing up. And by me giving to that and by me building that more, I just see business start to go accordingly more. So I really I have a vision that no kid should be able to, let me rephrase to a positive. Every kid should be able to participate like in a boys and girls club team without having to worry, am I going to get there? Am I going to have a ride or is my parents going to be able to pay for it? So that's one of the things I want to make sure every kid has an extracurricular activity to go to and they don't have to pay and like transportation so they don't have to be tempted or so they don't have to be influenced by other options that they really don't want to do. And that's one of the 4 pillars, but I really want to build that out this year. And real estate is going to be the key to helping me do that. By buying more property, gaining more leverage is going to be that. So in order to support that big dream, that big goal, my goals here is like we just opened up a brokerage. I partnered with a broker and we created a brokerage, and the brokerage is allowing us to gain control and access in many different ways. Or we just started a brand new management company. We're partnering with a private equity firm from Mexico City. And now, like, God willing, everything goes as planned. It's like we execute on what we need to do, then the capital is not going to be an issue. And the team is not going to be, and like we're systemizing the way we do things to really cut costs in this time right now, because payroll costs, that's probably one of your biggest expenses. So if you can use these AIs, if you can use these assistants, if you can use these better systems to bring down your operational expense and increase the money you give to your investors, you can provide real value. So we're doing all of those things. And I know it's very abstract what I'm saying, but there's a lot of different moving pieces going on. Like there's some groundbreaking developments that we're doing. We're building some apartments. There's some developments in like a historic district in San Antonio and Brownsville, Texas. Like I love the South. Like any broker in South Texas, I tell them to refer to me as the king of the South.
Okay. All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. That's good, man. That thing is evolving for you in the broker space. So wish you well in those endeavors, and I know you're going to kill the game because I see you out there putting in the work to get the results that you want to get. So hats off to you. Let's keep it going, man. We got 2 more quarters to go, so let's continue hitting this thing out the park. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. How about you? How does the end of the year look like?
Hey man, so we're stabilizing our small portfolio. Look, we love 2, 5, 6, 8, 10 units, and we're gobbling up everything we can in opportunity zones. We love program rentals. That has been our bread and butter in our market. And right now we are on the back end of stabilizing while we're looking for more. So I use my time to try to go out and find motivated sellers, right? The wife's the real estate professional in the family. And look, man, we're just the growth trajectory is massive for us. So hoping to cross, 100 to 125 unit exclusive doors ownership that we have balancing this year, and looking to diversify in other avenues also as well. Because, when you deal with program rentals in our area, heavy cash flow. So we are heavy participants and looking for demand of cash flowing units. So while providing, excellent housing. So we love Class C areas, and we love giving tenants who live in Class C areas A+ experience. Keep them. Longevity, and everyone wins at the end of the day. So that's what's going on in our area, man. There's a huge demand for housing. There's a huge wait list. So we're trying to partner with these housing authorities and just get it done. So yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations. 100, 125 exclusive doors. Like people don't understand that term, like that exclusive. Like don't get tricked by the people that tell you they have X amount of doors. Like,
I mean, look, we're in 3,000 syndication doors, right? But we own a little piece of the puzzle. Some going well, some not going so well. I mentioned that before, but at the same time, right? I mean, look, and it's a lot of work, man, and we're trying to get the team aligned and things of that nature. So I'm doing a lot of legwork, which I like to do because I love getting in, mixing in with the tenants, and they know who I am and know we get stuff done, know we provide that right experience. So that's key, at least for me, and to my passion in terms of kind of getting toward those goals. So look, man, there's never a dull moment. You know that, right? You mentioned, the sheriff call. I get the calls too. It happens to the best of us, but at the end of the day, staying the course, keeping that mindset high and heavy. And remember, mindset is your greatest asset. So there is nothing out there that either one of us or any one of the listeners on this podcast show today can't accomplish if you don't get some motivation. You don't find your inner self, because look, I get what you're saying, man, in terms of working on, check your ego sometimes, right? So totally understand. And everyone has their own inner dependence in terms of what makes them click and how they operate. So I appreciate you sharing that level of kind of what goes behind the scenes, man, for you when you're trying to get started with your day, when you're kind of progressing to try to hit those goals, and when things kind of, get cranky, right, or get off course. It happens to everyone, right? So as we look to close out this show, look, I appreciate you sharing insights on what's brewing on the broker side of things. I appreciate you sharing what it takes in terms of the balance piece, because look, there's no such thing as perfect balance, right? It's different for everyone, right? I see you out there hitting your goals. I see you out there taking action. And as we close out this podcast, if there's someone who's listening, thinking about trying to get started, have 0 doors, but man, want to get started, what advice would you give them, Tony?
if you have 0 doors and you want to get started, I would first write out a list of 50 to 100 reasons why you need those doors. And after you write that down, spend some time, look over all those 50 to 100 reasons, and then create that why that you need. And that is a more practical approach to operating off of your why and your purpose rather than finding your why. Because you find your why, you're never going to find it. Like, you can't, if you're looking for it, it's running, so it's not there. Your why is within you. Everything that you need is inside you. So write that list down, create your why, and now operate off that why and make it your purpose, and then everything else will fall in place. But if you don't know why you're doing it, you won't do it.
Yeah, like
1000%.
those yeah, that's some good piece of advice. Like the old saying goes, right? Do you write down your goals? If they're just out in the funnel cloud above your head, you're never gonna attack it. Something needs to be tangible, right? So totally get what you're saying in terms of write down those reasons and have some conviction about what you're trying to do also as well, right? So,
That's it.
at
Yeah, I
the end of
write
the
down
day,
my goals here, what to come. I write them down, I check them out.
dude, that list looks very, very, very long. So
It's not long enough. I need goals that are going to keep me alive to 150.
there you go. There you go. Well, good stuff. Well, Tonny, man, look, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to speak to me, provide some insights into what you have going on the real estate front, the diversification of what you're doing, and even outside of real estate, and how you speak to, evaluate, and really stay true to your mindset to help you reach those goals at the end of the day. I think that's key. I think that's critical. And man, much success to you as you keep crushing your goals in 2025 and beyond, brother. So on behalf of myself, my wife Jackie, man, we appreciate you joining us with the show, bro. So appreciate you fully.
Jacqueline and Melvin, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of Get Diversified. Please make sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes. Finally, stop by our website and follow us on social media. Ciao for now. Make it a great day, and we'll see you next time. And remember, get diversified.